Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Amanda and I love crafting, shopping, decor and makeovers. Thanks for tuning in. Last week I did a summer craft with you. I am into my autumn crafts at the moment. I've been busy doing some autumn cross stitches and I have done a little bit of Christmas, but I wanted to still not dive into that as we are still in the summer. We're having another little heat wave, so I thought I might pop into the dollhouse today because I haven't been in there for such a long time. So I fetched the dollhouse out and then I realised that I took the legs off this chair, and so I thought I'm going to put some new legs on. So I've got these little pegs that you use when you're making furniture to put the two pieces together. So I thought, well, if I could glue one set on the bottom and then another set on, that would add the legs, new legs, and then I could maybe paint them white or grey as well. So I super glued the first set on, and then using a combination of super glue and some tacky glue, I put the second set of legs on. So I just fixed up that chair. As I say, I took the original legs off because they were a little bit too dainty, and so I've just put that in the office. That's a little updo I've done, and then I'm just having a little look round. There's my little slippers that I made last time, and I'm just thinking I really love the bedroom that I've done, and I really love the office, and I'm wondering, should I do a renovation? You know, should I take it all apart and start again, or do I kind of just keep it as it is? I'm kind of like really happy with the dollhouse now, which is why I haven't been in there for such a long time. I love all my little laundry bits under there in the end of bed, stool, that little chest of drawers, and then my desk I think turned out really well, and that lovely shelving there with all the books and box files on, and that rug I made last time when I did a little renovation. So I'm kind of happy with it. I don't know, let me know, see what do you think? Do you think I should just take everything out and start again, make some new stuff? Because I think the trouble is, once you've made some good pieces of furniture, you don't, you keep them and you kind of add to it, so you just end up renovating rather than, making over and starting again. So I don't know whether I should have another go at it, maybe lose the office, maybe do something else. I really don't know. So I'm a bit limbo at the moment. I love the front of the house still. I love the trees that I've got out the front and the wreath on the door. So I'm still really happy with how that looks. This is how I did the living room over last time. Again, I made a new settee, some new side tables. I did have that cupboard for a while, but again, I love it. I think it works really well. The TV, I did renovate that, and I think that still looks pretty good. So as I say, I'm kind of in this space at the moment where I'm kind of like, I kind of like the dollhouse, I don't want to change it. So I don't know whether it's time for me to get a new dollhouse and start a new project. That's a possibility, because the bathroom, if you remember last time I was in here, I changed the shower to a bath and I put all the shelving in and made that new unit in the jardiniere, so I've kind of really overhauled in there in the bathroom. I did keep that mirror vanity unit because again I made it and I like it and it still works. Same with the toilet. So I'm thinking at the moment I kind of like how that is as well. And it's the same story downstairs in the kitchen. I did a kitchen dining area that I made over, and I still kind of love it. And by the front door, my little console table and my bits and pieces. So I'm still kind of happy with it. And as I say, I've just got to decide now, do I take it all out and start again and do a complete new look, or is it time for a new dollhouse? Or maybe even, because I have seen people do this before, where you just kind of make a room, get some cardboard, lay it out and kind of do a sample room, just to kind of keep my crafting skills. That's what I enjoy doing in here. I just love the coffee machine and the little coffee area. So as I say, I'm kind of really so happy with it that I don't want to mess with it, but I do love doing the dollhouse, and I know people do enjoy the dollhouse videos. So I'm either going to have to get a dollhouse kit, or I'm going to have to make a completely new, different dollhouse room that isn't for this dollhouse perhaps, or maybe get a new dollhouse. So let me know what you think, if you can help me with my dilemma. Otherwise, I'm going to have to try and make my own mind up and decide what to do. Another thing I was thinking about doing, I don't know if you'd be interested in, is maybe just going through like maybe my top 10 makes, things that I'm really happy with that I've made, and just kind of do a little top 10 countdown of things, or maybe things I think you should have in your dollhouse, things that I think work out well. I mean, I can definitely, as I go around the rooms, kind of point out the key pieces of furniture that I think stand out, like the cupboard, the bath, the vanity unit, the toilet, those are the things that you need. The bed in the bedroom was brilliant make, and the chest of drawers and the shelving and the desk and things. So I could do a little top 10 video, top 10 furniture pieces to have in your dollhouse or something like that. So that might be an idea that I'm sort of percolating on, working on. Or I could do some tutorials on how to make things. So that's another little idea I'm thinking. And then also looking at all the little pieces, like the accessories. I mean, I absolutely loved making that little umbrella. It was so simple, with a paper clip and some tissue paper and a little pipe cleaner. And then the same with that candle. It was just a little lid with some white tack in there and a little bit of thread. Same with the books as well. So maybe I could do a little video on accessories. The same with these candlesticks. They're nice little pieces to have, and I have used them in, various places in the dollhouse. Once you have your little accessories, you can use them again and again. Same with that lovely little vase there. It's just a little jar with some faux florals in. This was almost the best thing that I made, these little canisters, because it's literally just a button with a piece of card rolled round. And as you can see, I've got a really tall one and then a shorter one. You can do them in all sorts of different sizes, and you can have canisters in the bathroom, the bedroom, the kitchen. That plant pot there, or vase, was another fantastic idea, because that's just a bead with some florals stuck in the top. And I have a very similar thing in the bathroom, which is the same wooden bead. And then I have just put a little pearl bead on top, and it looks like a storage canister then. So maybe I could do a little video for you on bits and pieces. Obviously, I'm giving you some tips in today's video, but I could just do a quick sort of recap of how to make your accessories for the dollhouse. So that's a little thought that I had, because I say those are great little ideas there, just using some wooden beads and some, bits and pieces that I have. And then these are the same sort of thing, bead containers, just glue different beads together to make them look like jars with lids. So it's always good to have a supply of beads. Some of them are just necklaces that I had and they'd gone a bit loose, so I just cut them up. And then others are just bits of acquired sequins and things like that. But they are really handy for the dollhouse, for bits and pieces. So, that's something that I could go into for you. Here's another little accessory. It's just a little Nordic house, and I just made that out of a piece of cardboard and just folded it, glued it together, and drew the house details on the top. And then I did another one up here, look, a smaller one, a narrower, taller, and I did sort of close that in, because you can have them open or closed, and I put some white tack in there to make it a little bit heavier, and then it also sticks to the surface it's on. And there's another one of those wooden beads, but this time I painted it black and put another bead on top to make a canister. So definitely lots of little accessories, and I do tend to keep the accessories when I change the dollhouse, and then I've got them. So perhaps I could do a top 10 accessories video, or how to make accessories. There's a lamp using a screw for the base, and just a piece of cardboard again fashioned into a cone. So it's really easy. Here's my shelving here with all my bits and pieces. Those pins are super handy. In here I've got a selection of beads and bits of pieces that I again use. More beads in there, so I just keep them. They're so handy. Buttons are super handy for a dollhouse. I've used buttons for plates and tops of lids and stuff. That's my little jar of DIY stuff. Whenever I put some furniture together, I keep all the bits, the screws, the pegs, and they come in handy. More buttons and bits and jewellery and beads. So I keep them all, and then when I'm making things, I kind of come over here and kind of, get them and think, oh, I could use that, and put it all together. So if you are interested in doing things for your dollhouse, it's best to have a little stash like that. And I also have this little box here with all sorts of bits and pieces in. Tic Tac boxes are brilliant. Bits of wood, bits of paper, bits of foam, cardboard. Just handy to kind of keep them, because you never know when you need to make something small like a coffee maker or something, and you can just use these bits that you already have. I've got some more beads and crystals there, which again come in handy. Lids off bottles, super handy. That's a stopper out of a bottle as well. Can't remember the amount of times I've used those for planters and things. That's another lid off a bottle. And I think I have something similar on the kitchen table with some apples in. It makes a great bowl. Little boxes are always handy as well, and bits of stuffing and material. You know, it's just it's useful to have a little kit box, and then you can delve in, get what you need when you need it. So that's just a little tip from me, how I work with my dollhouse. And as I said, I could do a couple more videos, perhaps on top 10 things and top 10 accessories or something like that. I'll have a look into doing it, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, please consider doing so. Give me a like, drop me a comment, because I do love to hear from you. So, until next week, take care. Bye-bye.